This is Chicago. Doors open on the left at Chicago.
Welcome to Chicago. Welcome to Chicago. Welcome to Chicago.
This is Chicago. Doors open on the left at Chicago.
Welcome to Chicago.
Welcome to Chicago, coming from the 606 Media Studios. This is the TCSF podcast with Big Z. That's right. We're going to have Ivan come on the show a little later, and he's going to be talking Bears. Ivan Vargas from The Tape Never Lies. So that is, you're going to want to come and listen to this. Even if you stop listening for a little bit and come back to this episode, I'm going to tell you right now, he is going to go off and going to give you such good insight, and he's going to give you that frustration, just like everybody else that was watching at home, watching this game, tons of frustration, and he's going to give you some great points. Episode 161 is brought to you by 606 Media, true Chicago sports fans, and Grit Clothing Company. Don't forget to go to gritclothingco.com and get your official TCSF podcast t-shirt. Search for keyword True Chicago and use our promo code TrueFan15 for 15% off your entire order. That is TrueFan15. Go and get your shirts now. What's up, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the show. And if this is your first time or you're a long-time listener, please remember to hit that subscribe button, that notify button, and go ahead and give us a review on your listening app. It doesn't cost you anything. Just scroll to the bottom and hit the 5 stars, and then tell us how much you like the show. It really helps us out. Doesn't cost you a thing, and it shoots us up the charts, and it really helps us out. So you can also find us on Facebook at True Chicago Fans. You can find us on IG at True Chicago Sports Fans, 606 Media Group, and Big Z _606 Media Group. Hit us up on the DMs if you want to talk about the Bears, Cubs, White Sox, Sky, Blackhawks, whatever you want to talk about. You know, you got a food recommendation? Hit me up. All right, so don't forget you can support the show with a monthly subscription at anchor.fm/True Chicago Sports Fans. Go over there and click on the support button, and you can subscribe for as little as 99 cents a month. How's everybody's week going? I mean, the temperature's changing. It's nice and cold in the morning. It warms up. I love this weather. You know, wake up to 50 degrees, got a hoodie on, got some shorts on. And then, you know, it's about midday. It's about 75. Take off that hoodie, do what you got to do. And then you get to sleep again in 45 degree, 50 degree weather. It's perfect. It is perfect for me. I love this weather. But let's see. What did I do this week? I went bowling. It was week 1, week 2. I didn't do too good. I didn't even want to talk about it. First 2 games were horrible. 3rd game was okay. I don't know. Just I wasn't in it. My mentality wasn't in it. I don't know. Really, we don't know what was going on with me that day. Other than that, just watching tons of sports. You know, White Sox games are in the background while I'm doing other stuff. But it was Mom's birthday. Yeah, Mom's birthday. Yep. This past Saturday, had a little get together over there and had some good food. Obviously, you know, my mom is Puerto Rican rice, the best. And you know, just hung out with family. Had some, you know, throw back some cold ones and had a good time. You know, not too late, not too crazy. But you know, it's just been crazy with the new job, time change, getting used to waking up early. So that's also an adjustment, and finding ways to stay energized throughout the day. So, but that's it for me. I mean, literally, that's all I've been doing. It's kind of been a boring week. Been hanging out, just watching a lot of sports. All right, let's get to the episode. In this episode, we're going to talk about the Cubs. They failed to win in Arizona, costing them such a lead. Now they only have a half-game lead in the wild card. Will they fall out of contention? I don't know. They're sliding. The White Sox are trying not to lose 100 games. Yeah, you heard that right. They're trying not to lose 100 games. I think they will. And 3-0. You know, it's 0-2 Bears. Yes, 0-2 Bears. And has Chicago turned on Justin Fields? Is his time numbered? Is his time here with Chicago numbered? Does he have a clock, you know, counting down on how long he's going to be here, or starting, or playing? What is Eberflus calling on defense? This is one of the best defensive coaches, right? I don't know. All that and much more with Stirring the Pot and What You Looking At. So let's go. Let's talk baseball in 3 up and 3 down.
I think I'll perplex him with my slow ball.
1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out.
Oh boy, Cubbies. Go Cubs, go. Yeah, so 78 and 72. So they're 6 games above 500. They're now 6 games out of first place with a half-game lead in the wild card. Oh my goodness. I can't believe they could not win out there in Arizona. They could not catch a break and win any games. Hey, Cub fans, I'm actually rooting for you guys to get into the playoffs. I need you guys to stick it to White Sox fans. I'm sorry. My White Sox fans are like, oh, you should have been cheering for the Cubs. I don't go fuck. You need Chicago teams to do something fucking special. This city is thirsty for a good team. Super thirsty. Jesus, the Cubs were at the Rockies and they won 1 game. Yeah. The Rockies won the last 2 games. And then they lost to Arizona 3 games. It's a 5-game losing streak. That is no bueno. No bueno. Not at all. I know Stroman is coming back. He's already said he will take any role that the Cubs give him. Well, no shit, Sherlock. No shit. I really think that him pitching in the WBC Classic literally tired him out a little earlier than he should have been. I mean, but you can't tell them no. They're playing for the country. So, there's this, cost, reward. It's a toss-up. It's a very good toss-up. Well, the Cubs got the Pirates for the next 3 days at home. They play tomorrow at 6:40 against the Pirates. The Pirates are playing spoiler. They don't give a fuck. The Pirates are at the bottom or near the bottom next to the Cardinals. I mean, they're only 10 games out, but 10 games under 500, but they're playing spoiler. That is their job. They're 14 and a half games out. They know they ain't going to the playoffs. Well, they're playing 500 ball. The Cubs are 2-8 in their last 10. 6.5 games back behind the Brewers. What is there? How many games left? It looks like 11, right? 2, 4, 8. They have 12 games. 12 games to make up 6.5. With the last 3 being against the Brewers. I don't know. I don't think they get this division. I'm going to tell you straight out. They do not get this division. They can sweep the Pirates. They can sweep the Rockies. You ain't sweeping the Braves, and you're not sweeping the Brewers. I just don't know what to tell you, Cub fans. You're going to have to sneak into the back door, into the wild card, and fight it out that way. And even then, I don't think you have enough to win a series the way you're playing right now. The way you were playing in August, 100%. Complete team that will upset anybody. But this team in September, that's been playing like this for the past 2 weeks, no way in hell. No way in hell. And I know you guys called up PCA. He made 2 spectacular catches on his first day. You got Nicky 2 strikes playing phenomenal at third base. Morel's playing good. I mean, you've got a lot of pieces that are doing well. But what I'm saying right now is like, you're scoring a lot of runs. You're scoring 6 runs, 4 runs, 3 runs, 5 runs. You should be winning these games. The fact that the bullpen is giving it up. And that's I've always said since the beginning of the year, you don't have, after 1, 2, or after 3, you don't have any starting pitching and your bullpen's shaky. I said that all year. And it's coming to fruition. And I'm not trying to, be negative. I don't want the Cubs to do this bad. Unfortunately, the Cubs are doing way better than White Sox, and it stings a little bit. It really does. But my team's been out of it for a while, so I'm already numb and healed by now. What will the Cubs do? What do they need to do to get back on track? Right? How do we get Steele to dominate again? How do we get Hendricks to pitch better? Old man Hendricks. Right? Who do you have? Wick? There's another Tyon? Wazeski? Smiley? Boxenberger? We need some of these guys not to give up so many runs. it's frustrating. I mean, the other day, you lost 4-6 against the Diamondbacks. You had Justin Steele, who went 6 innings, gave him 7 hits, 6 earned runs. He got hit. 5 strikeouts, 2 walks. And then you had Stroman, who came in. Yeah, 1 hit, 1 walk, 3 strikeouts. You got to stretch him out a little bit. But Steele got hit. That's going to happen. You're not going to dominate all season. Look out for the Cubs to take, I say, 2 out of 3 from the Pirates. I'm looking 2 out of 3 from the Pirates, starting with Tuesday's game. You've got to change that mantra of losing that first game and then chasing the rest of the series. You've got to go in there, kick down the door, and slap that dude in the face. You got to be dominant. So tomorrow, I'm expecting, or when you listen to today, I expect the Cubs to go in there and just dominate. You've got to flip that switch. It's time to go and make this playoff push. All right, let's talk White Sox. This will be short and sweet. They continue to lose. Surprise, surprise. I don't even know what to say much about this team anymore because they don't hustle. Now, the newest thing is that they're not running the way they used to. Tim Anderson, Luis Robert, Moncada, they're not running hard anymore. And Pedro Cofal's like, oh, we're going to talk about it. They're not listening, bro. They are not listening to you. They tune you out. They are a 16-year-old boy just tuning his dad out. Yeah, old man. Yeah. You think you know everything. 57-93 with 11 games left. They're gonna lose 100 games. They're 22 games out of contention. They've been eliminated. 3-7 in the last 10. It's disgusting the amount of talent that this team started with, and they're about to lose 100 fucking games. 100 games with this talent. Luis Robert just could have won MVP, but Ohtani dominated baseball for most of it. Now that he got hurt, he has an oblique issue, and he's got to get Tommy John. He can't pitch, hit, or run, so he's done. He cleared out his locker, so he's over. He's done with the Angels. I'm sorry, but Luis Robert, Jesus, you got to be kidding me! Look at this: 262, 75 ribbies, 138 hits, 85 runs. What has he got? 30-something home runs. Like it's nuts. It is nuts what he has. I don't know. How many home runs does this kid have? Let's see. Oh, 36. 36 home runs. And if you would have kept Berger, who has 33 home runs, yeah, the kid's hit like 13 home runs since he's been traded. Way to go, Kenny. Way to fucking bomb that trade, too. There's nothing positive to say about this team. There really isn't anything positive to say about this team. They've already said they're keeping Grifol. Why? Hey, man, end of the season. Hey, here's your pink slip. Thanks for coming. Yeah, it's not working out. It's you. It's not me. Chris Getz, you should not open your mouth saying they're going to keep Grifol, saying, oh, future players need to know who their manager is. No, they fucking don't. No, they fucking don't. You could have, just like the White Sox, rushing to mediocrity. Oh, we're going to do an extensive search and then do internal hire. Chris Getz. Oh, we're going to look at managers, candidates. Oh, San Luis. They keep making the wrong moves, and I don't want to beat a dead horse. We all know what the problem is. It starts at the top. It starts with ownership. And I don't want to keep beating a dead horse. You already know what this is. But it's bad on the south side. So if you see a Sox fan, go over and give him a hug. Like I told you last week, go the week before, go give them a hug. They need it. All right? They definitely need a hug. The crotch rocket is close to return. What does that mean? There's a lot of fucking games left. Who cares? Liam Hendricks had a fundraiser in which he had Paulie D as a performer. Special ticket. I was cool. That's a pretty cool thing to do. But I'm pretty sure there's less than 4,000 to 5,000 fans attending these games. I've got one game left to come to. I guess it's against the Padres on the 30th, September 30th, I believe. That's all. I'm only going for the bobblehead, to be honest with you. Only going for the bobblehead and the food and the tailgate. But I'm not going there to watch the White Sox. I'm going there just to have a good time. Maybe a ball game will break out, but I highly doubt it. All right, just like that, the time has run out talking on the White Sox. It's time to go to commercial break, and we'll be right back with 3 and Out with Ivan on the Tape Never Lies Network.
I think I'll perplex him with my slow ball.
1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out.
Hey, true Chicago sports fans, show off your Chicago pride with some fresh clothes from Grit Clothing Company. At Grit Clothing, they create that simple yet classic style that represents that Chicago Southside lifestyle. From t-shirts to hoodies, hats to glassware, they've got you covered. Grit has everything you need to represent your Chicago pride, so do it right now. Check out gritclothingco.com and use the promo code TrueFan15.
TrueFan15.
For 15% off your entire order. Let me say it again. That's gritclothingco.com and use the promo code TrueFan15 for 15% off of your entire order.
Hey guys, it's Steven.
And this is Sean, and you are listening to True Chicago Sports Fans.
Don't forget to listen to No War on the Weekend. New episodes on Monday. You can find us anywhere you listen to podcasts.
Yeah, so we're going to go do a couple of shots, so let's kick it back over to Big Z.
Welcome back to the True Chicago Sports Fan Podcast with Big Z, and from the Tape Never Lies, it is Ivan Vargas. And it is that time. It is time to talk Bears football. This is 3 and Out. All right, again, this season for 3 and Out, we want to focus on 3 aspects of the game, 3 pivotal plays, or 3 things that annoy us going on with the season, and then we're going to punt it off to commercial break. So let's talk about our first point of the day. What was good about this Bears game, Ivan?
What was good about the Bears game? Honestly, nothing. There was nothing I was very, overly impressed about. It was, honestly, these past 2 games have been the most disappointing games I've watched in such a long time, and this team hasn't been good in such a long time. So, to me, that's saying a lot. That's saying a lot that these 2 games to start your season have probably been worse than any of the losses that you had last year, any of the losses that you probably had in the last 4 or 5 years, because of all the hope, all the talk. We're talking about MVP with Justin. We're talking about a huge step with this team, and it's nowhere. All the talk about, with Eberflus, about making progress and doing the right things and knowing your assignments, all that is nowhere to be seen. So, for me, thinking about it, it's just how does this team rebound from the ugly look of the first 2 games of the season? And I just don't know the answer to it. I really don't. The one thing I want to really point to is, hey, maybe they should just start using the running game like they did last year when they were one of the top teams in the league in rushing the football. And I know a lot of that was with Justin Fields. But, you have to do what works for you. You have to do what works for you. Know your personnel. Get your personnel in the position to succeed. You need to shorten the decision, or you need to limit the decision makings Justin Fields has right now, because it just seems like he's overwhelmed and overmatched. So, going into, I forgot what the first point was, Big Z, because I wanted to go on this little
I said something that was good, but you couldn't find anything that was good.
Yeah, but something was good. So this is why I started the rant, because there was no good. I'm trying to give you guys something that I'm trying to think about it right now. What is a positive? I'll give you a positive just for the sake of the question, Jose.
All right.
2. I'll give you 2. The first drive, and then the drive to go down there and bring it. What was it? did they tie it? Or no, they brought it within 3.
Within 3, yeah.
Where they brought it, where it was 20 to 17, I believe, and they brought it within 3. Those 2 drives, spectacular. Those 2 drives were exactly what the fuck we need to see as Chicago Bears fans. The only problem is they had the first drive that was awesome, and then all the way until the 4th quarter, they did absolutely shit. So, looking at, if you want to go ahead and say, hey, that's a positive, well, those are 2 positives that I could think of, but they're very, it's not even fucking, they're not even worth talking about half the time because of how bad, the team has been as a whole. You throw a pick 6 as you're trying to go down and win a football game. A final drive, something that we need to see that we haven't seen from Justin yet. A final drive where he takes them down and he wins the ball game. And he still haven't seen that.
No, you literally had 52 minutes of bad football and 8 minutes of good football. Like you said, that first drive was on point because it was a scripted 10, 15, 20 plays that were on there. That's why it was good. And in the end, a 2-minute offense where he's not thinking, he's got to react and throw. Hey, roll out of the pocket. That's what he needs to do. Like you said, put him in position to use the skills that he has to be able to be successful. And like we talked about it last week where we said, hey, you got to move DJ Moore just off the end, put him in a slot. Give him 5-7 yard fucking routes. Dump the ball off to him and let him do what he does, which is run. Let him do that. The fact that they want to make this quarterback a pocket quarterback annoys the shit out of me. You drafted him because he was good at evading. You drafted him because he had a strong arm. He's a big boy, 6'4", 2 something. He's not going to get tackled easily. Use his physical things, his physical attributes in the best position possible. Have him roll out. He feels comfortable rolling out. This was an issue when we had Mitchell Trubisky. He was on point, very accurate, throwing on the run. Do that.
And what was done for Mitch?
Nothing.
No adjustment was made for Mitch because somebody was married to his scheme, his way, and that was that. Like that's all that was going to happen. So now we got a guy in Getsy, and I don't think Getsy's as bad as Nagy, was ego-wise and with his system and how he wants to do it. I just think that if you want to save your job, you need to fucking make the adjustments. And it might hurt your fucking feelings. It might make you feel like, man, I want my plays because I draw them up. And this is your job. This is your passion as an offensive coordinator. You want your plays to work. But, hey, man, you have a job to do, and your obligation is to win football games.
Yes, sir.
For the Chicago Bears. And if you're not doing that, and if you think that being hung up on, oh, we have to do it this way because this is the way it has to work, then you're going to fucking be fired. You're going to be out of here at the end of the year. And as of right now, every coordinator, every coach on that football team is on the fucking hot seat for me. Every single one. And I'm a guy willing to go head to head with our guy, DDP, draft back to Phil and say, hey, man, you got to just give him a chance. Well, that's fine. We all gave him a chance. This is week 2 of a new year. There's no more honeymoon. There's no more, hey, you got to give him a shot. No, you promised results, and the results are not there. How can I be patient when somebody sits there and tells me, this is what's going to happen, this is what we're going to do, and I don't see a fucking thing of that on the football field?
Not one thing has changed. It literally, with those screen plays, you put Velus Jones on, they know he's a gadget guy. They know it's going to be a fucking screen pass. They just drop in coverage and just bomb the line.
He's a jet sweep. That's all he can do.
Yes.
Jet sweep. You brought him in there as a receiver, and the fucking guy can only run one play. Mm-hmm. He can only run one play. Jet sweep. And guess what? You fucking suck at it still. It hasn't worked. It didn't work 4 years ago. It doesn't work right now. So whatever you're doing, execution-wise, scheme-wise, with that jet sweep, you're not that. You're not it. That's not it. Do something else.
Yeah, I can't agree with you more on that. So I was looking up that stats, comparing Trubisky's 27 first starts versus Fields. Trubisky has a higher completion rate at 63.2 versus Fields 59.9. Trubisky has 5,644 passing yards. Fields has 4,469. Rushing yards, obviously we know Fields takes that by a long shot, by 900 yards. 36 passing and rushing touchdowns for Fields, 36 passing touchdowns and rushing by Trubisky. 31 turnovers by Fields, 26 by Mitch, 79.7 passing rating for Fields, 83.6 for Trubisky.
Yeah, I mean, it all depends on, like, you got to look at it.
Well, the way I look at it is that Mitch was able to drop the ball down into his running back Montgomery a lot. So there was a lot of that dinking and dumping where you have someone able to catch it and go down the line and continue to get some yards for him.
Right, but the thing with like I saw a load of stats right now with Justin Fields. It shows his yards. He has like 430 some yards, I believe. Yeah. 1 rushing touchdown, 3 interceptions. I think it was 2 passing touchdowns. So
two
and then they went ahead and showed Burrow. They showed Mahomes. They showed Hurts. They showed the
Jackson.
top quarterbacks and their stats right now, and they're all close. They all look eerily similar. The problem with Justin is that when you turn on the tape, and the tape never lies, but when you turn on the tape, there's glaring deficiencies with what he's doing process-wise. He holds the ball as if the first, as if you're supposed to go through each process every single time. Sometimes if you see it open, you throw it. Fuck the rest of the the rest of your progressions. It's wide open right there.
Yep.
So do it. I think he's just he's overthinking it. He's trying to be perfect, and it's to his detriment. He needs to. If not for the team, for yourself, for your life, bro. This is your career we're talking about. You got to be able to get the ball out, and on top of that, you got to be able to get out of your drop back quicker.
Oh,
you got to be able to. Everything needs to be quicker with Justin because I feel like it's too lackadaisical, too nonchalant, and there needs to be a sense of urgency with Justin Fields because, hey man, it could creep up on you in a minute, and then guess what? You're not QB1. You're not on the roster, or you're not in the league. And I'm not saying Justin, that's what's going to happen to him, but you will lose your damn job if you don't fix this.
How long will the Bears put up with this type of performance with the Chicago playing for the Chicago Bears? This is week 2. How long what's the leash? How long is game 6, game 8, game 10 before they put in the backup?
I don't think that because right now Nathan Peterman is the backup. I think that's just because they want Tyson Bagent to have some time on the bench to learn the playbook, get a little bit more comfortable. Things that Justin should have been doing.
Correct.
You know what I mean? When he was young. But like that's neither here nor there. I don't think that he comes in unless it gets very bad. I'll say if it gets very bad around week 9, week 10, then you'll start. Then you'll see him go. I think then you'll see him go. Right now they're going to go ahead and they're going to let Justin, and as they should, let him go ahead and continue to play out the games because you have to see if he makes a change, right? Let's say he starts hitting these passes that we're all seeing. Then we go ahead and we reassess. Now we have to go ahead and reassess. Is Justin Fields able to do this now that he has the rest of the season is played out and he has found some success? I just don't think you could go ahead and take this year and be like, you know what, screw it. We're going to go put the rookie in. We're going to try to win, and that's that. Because you don't have the infrastructure around the rookie quarterback to do it. You don't have the infrastructure around your third-year quarterback to do it. So what makes anybody think that Tyson Bagent or Nathan Peterman, God forbid, would be any better than Justin Fields? Like I said, Justin has his faults and should be criticized, definitely. But when there's half the time it's on Justin, half the time it's on his offensive line, half the time it's a shitty fucking, and another part of the time it's a shitty play call. You know what I mean? There's too many halves, but you get what I'm talking about.
No, you're completely. You're right. You're right. You literally went down all my points. There's really no good. But the only good I saw was more passes to DJ Moore and being able to target him and put him in different slots and move him around. Second,
not enough though.
Not enough.
Not enough.
Six targets. It's 6 catches. That's embarrassing. He should have 15 catches. He's got to have minimum 15 catches.
And the thing is that there's plays where he's wide open, bro.
Oh,
and
my
those
God.
are the play. Like he could still eat, and that's why it's so frustrating with Justin because is it a lack of confidence in yourself? Is it a lack of confidence in the scheme? Is it a lack of confidence in the offensive line, or is it all of it? Are you just not confident in what you're seeing? Because if that's the case, then like I said, simplify the playbook. He's your best weapon on offense. I honestly believe that he's your greatest weapon if he can just figure out how to settle himself down and just make the fucking throw. That's it. Make the throw. I don't care if you I care if you start throwing bad interceptions. But if you're trying to make a play and the ball ends up and the guy ends up making a play on it, I can live with it.
Yeah,
but
that
if you're
happens every day.
if you're not throwing these passes, and then in the fourth quarter you're trying to force a ball to double coverage, that shit we can't live with. The taking of the sacks, not throwing the football away when you're out of the pocket. You have to be able to do these things. And I just feel like Justin, it's like I said, he when the play breaks down, he's looking to extend it. And right now, he's not looking to extend it with his legs.
No.
He's looking to extend it through the air. It's like
he's been handicapped.
You're handicapping yourself. But on top of that, you could see that there's some confusion with what he wants, what I think he wants to do, and what they want him to do.
Yeah.
As a quarterback,
100%.
Because it feels like Nagy 2.0.
Yep.
That year where it's like, oh yeah, Mitch is going to take the jump. Offense 2.0, let's go, and it's fucking not there. It's dead on arrival. The frustration with the Bears, it's something that I just can't explain. The frustration is coming out. I just can't explain how a team, as bad as the year as you played, knowing that you haven't won a game in almost over a year, knowing that you're supposed to take this step, knowing how big of a year this is, you could be just so nonchalant about how bad your performance was going into the season. You've had a whole off season, and you're just kind of like, yeah, it's a long season. We'll get no, it is
you're
not. Getting your asses kicked just like you did last year, and it's only 18 games, and that's it, not including the playoffs.
Yeah, well, even that,
so
we beat the Bucks last time we played them with Tom Brady at home. So
the fourth down game.
Yeah, the fourth down game. The 5
you
downs.
had different personnel. You had different personnel though. You had different personnel. Even then, though, but regardless of that, you had the defense. You were running the defense, and I'm talking about Matt Eberflus. You were running the defense. Your defense looked abysmal.
Horrible.
Why can't we get off the field on third down? There's 3rd and 19. The first third down in the first game of the year. Third and I believe 18 or 19. Oh no. Excuse me. I got to go back. There was a 3rd and 13 against the Packers that they converted their first third down, right?
Mm-hmm.
Guess what happens with the Bucks' first third down? 3rd and 18, 3rd and 19. Converted.
Yep.
Converted and wide ass open. Wide ass open. And I'm talking about yards. Yards. There's nobody in sight for fucking yards. That's undisciplined football. Guys don't seem to know their assignments. Guys don't seem to know what they're supposed to do at certain times.
How do they come up with no sacks? No sacks allowed. This guy threw for 317 yards, making him look like Tom Brady. We threw for 169. Yeah. That should be our first quarter total, 169. This is embarrassing. The way we have a defensive coach, and I know I said offensive last week, so I'm correcting myself, but it's a defensive coach, and you're allowing 437 total yards. There's no way in hell you're going to win, giving up almost 500 yards and fucking 3-4 touchdowns a game. That's impossible.
It can't happen. It can't happen. It can't. And if it does happen, you better have the offense to go ahead and fire away.
Right.
And you don't.
You don't.
And you don't. I believe there were. I hope I don't get it wrong. There's a stat that says the Bears, during this losing streak, all of them have been by like double digits. Like, are there? It's either all of them by double digits or their opponents have scored, like double digits every single time. Like, it's just a ridiculous stat.
Yeah, they've scored double digits every single. No, they scored at double digits every time. They've lost by 3. They've lost by 10. They lost by 7. But every team they've played against has put up at least about. If I can look, I'm looking back. At least 20 points on the Bears. I'm looking back. It's at least minimum 20 points on the Bears.
Right, at the minimum. At the minimum, you're getting 20. So, thinking about that going into a game against Kansas City, you're giving up. You're giving up 20-something points about at the least
to bad offenses. To bad offenses. To
a lot of to offenses that aren't the caliber. I just, I'm going into this week and I don't see a turnaround. What I think is going to happen, right? What I think is going to happen is that they're not firing anybody. Okay, if they fire somebody mid-season, I would be shocked.
No, they won't do that. They won't do that.
Because that's just what they do. They don't do that. That's not what they do. They don't do that. They don't want to be meanies.
Yeah.
They don't want to be meanies. So you can't go ahead and tell a guy, hey, man, you're not doing your job. It's not working. You got to go. You won't do that, so we have to live through this shit. You can't even start the process until the end of the year. I'm looking for a new head coach. Looking for, like you can't even begin the process because they won't fire anybody in mid-season. It's not going to happen. So we're going to have to eat this shit. If it doesn't get better, imagine you're going to have to eat this season. Wait for George to go give another half-ass speech.
Yep.
At the end of the year about how everybody's upset at Hallis Hall and we're dedicated to making the Bears great again. But you're not fucking doing it. Like the common denominator is you. The common denominator is the owners.
The owner,
like we talked. It's not just their fault. It's not their fault.
No, but they hired everybody backwards. They hired a coach first, and then the GM, and then the president. Like they hired everybody backwards.
Exactly. They don't. It doesn't make sense to whoever they're talking, Bill Polian, or whoever the fuck they're talking to. I don't know if they're leading them astray or not. Because, but it's just not working.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's just not working. You need to get different voices in that building, and we've said it. I've said it already. A lot, and we said it on The Tape Never Lies. Phil and Shane have said it so many times. There needs to be new voices, but it's a complete overhaul. It needs to be a complete change with your mentality. You got to get a Harbaugh. You got to get a Gruden.
Yeah.
You got to get somebody who's
an alpha male,
been there, an alpha male who's been there, and isn't going to take any fucking shit. Vedas, you fumbled 2 footballs, you're on the fucking bench, and you're going to get cut. Chase Claypool, you don't want to fucking block nobody? Well, fucking block that water bottle on the bench. That's like, and I don't need him to do it. I don't need him to do it in the presser. I don't need him to berate and like talk shit to him in the presser. But behind closed doors, the shit just needs to be done. It just needs to be done, and it's not being done. It's not being done. They went ahead and had a conversation with Chase, and all of a sudden, Chase Claypool is having his best week of practice ever.
Oh my God!
You're a professional athlete. You're a professional athlete. You're not getting up for this shit. If you can't get up for football, Jose, if you can't get up for football, your ass doesn't belong on the field.
When the play, I don't know who was calling the Bears game because it was pretty loud, so I don't remember. But he said, "Oh, Chase Claypool's having a great game. 3 receptions, 36 yards." I was like, "That is like bottom of the barrel receivers. You wouldn't even put that motherfucker on your fantasy team. 3 receptions and 36 yards and 1 touchdown. Like that's." He did that because, like you said, they had a conversation with him and said, "Hey, you need to block better. You need to run your routes. You can't just walk through." Because that's what he did. I looked at the tape from the Green Bay game. He was literally walking through his progressions, his routes, And okay, he wants to get another paycheck. That's all he gives a shit about. He does not give a shit about this team. He doesn't give a shit about football. He just wants the money and the notoriety, and that's all he wants. He reminds me of Yoan Moncada. I'm just gonna go through the motions because this money's guaranteed, and I'm just gonna do it because if not, I'll get fined.
Yeah, no, I can see it. I can see that. Like, I don't get the attitude of Justin like instantly. Like you had all this time, off season wise to show us, and then you just don't show up, and then all it took was a little talking to. Like, really, really, what about the rest of the time? Were you not listening the rest of the time, or were you just shocked that you weren't able to just go out there and ball out like you probably have been for your whole life? Like you can just show up and go. I don't think that. I honestly think that the reality of getting older is kind of being realized by Chase Claypool. I just don't get why he doesn't want to put in the extra effort to keep his talent. I just don't get it. Like he's the softest, biggest fucking dude out there.
100%. How long does this experiment last? Because I know we're all like, you're comparing him to the number 32 pick, which we could have spent on offensive line, defensive line. We could have spent it where we needed it. But how long does this experiment last? 1, 2 weeks?
The experiment with
Claypool.
With Claypool? If he just does his job, he'll be here. If he just does his job, he'll be here. The thing is that like it's gonna be. I feel like he'll do just enough to not get cut, not get released, not get traded.
Yeah,
I think he'll do just enough. I have no confidence right now in this team. Even with Justin, like I'm one of the biggest fans of Justin, and I'm like, you have to be able to make these throws, Justin. Like there's no excuses for not throwing the ball.
None at all.
There's no excuse.
What's going to happen is DJ Moore is going to get really fucking pissed off that he's not getting the ball. Because as you've seen, like when Justin was rolling to the right and just staring down the 3 receivers on the right and still missed them, DJ Moore's wide open on the flat over here on the left-hand side, and he's got his hands on his hip like, dude, what the fuck? No one's around me. I'm wide open. And you're going to have a disgruntled DJ Moore, and guess what? He's not going to run his routes. He's not going to block. And now you just started a snowball of a mutiny. This guy's not giving me the ball. I'm the highest paid receiver. I'm the number 1. I should be getting every fucking look first. Every single play should be a look to him. If it's not a fucking a dink that lets him run, it's a 5-yard pass, a 7-yard slant, it's a fucking go. There's got to be more plays where you design a play like every fucking quarter, give him 1 or 2 goes. Just fucking go and just throw it up there and let's see if we can catch it, because you know what? We can't do anything else besides a fucking screen pass that's failed. And we're not running the ball with the fucking rookie who's a fucking amazing.
Yeah, he goes off for 30 yards, and then you don't fucking see it. You don't hear about him again. You take him out, and you want to go back to your game. It's the same with Nagy. Mm-hmm. It's like you fucking ball. We got to my game. We got to go back to my game because it doesn't make sense, man. It doesn't make sense. I said it before. I'll say it again. Do what works. Know your personnel.
Yeah.
And like I said, if you can't, we will be changing coaches once again this offseason. It's a fact. If this doesn't turn around, they will all be fired and we'll be doing it again.
I agree 100%. And guess what? If Justin's not the dude, and they might get the number 1 and the number 2 pick because Carolina's not going to be a winning team. You might get the best quarterback. Was it Caleb Williams out of USC? And then you can get one of the best receivers out there.
Man, yeah, I mean,
like this
you
quarterback class is deep.
You could set yourself up very nice, very nice. If you get, it's still a long shot, and I don't want to see them go 3 and what. I don't want to see it again. I don't care for the Bears to be in the top 10.
Yeah,
I honestly right now I really fucking don't, because you're telling me that we're gonna watch another season where you're gonna probably lose 10 games. in a row, possibly again. Or you just keep this losing streak going for another 7 weeks.
It's going to go on.
Weeks.
It's going to go on for a couple more weeks.
Don't see that, Jose. Looking at the schedule, I don't see a win realistically now until week 7 or week 8. I mean, after week 7 or after week 9. Week 9. I'm sorry, week 9.
Against who?
Week 9 I think is against the Panthers.
3, 4, 5, 6,
or
7,
the Saints.
8.
The Saints.
Yeah,
it's the Saints and then the Panthers.
It's the Saints and the Panthers, and right now it's 13-6 Saints right now. It is a fucking slow fest.
Exactly. So those are the two teams that I targeted, seeing that that are possibly wins,
back-to-back wins,
and honestly, there was about 3 or 4 wins I had. I had them with about 7, realistically 7.
That's what I had.
So I was thinking about maybe 1 or 2 wins in those first 8 weeks, 3 wins in those first 8 weeks, and then the rest of the season you get about 2, 3. Maybe you get lucky and get a 4th, but no,
you don't see them beating anybody at this point.
None of that is realistic. The initial the wins, like I said, the ones that I think that they could win with the Saints and the Panthers, those are 6 weeks away, 7 weeks away. 7 weeks you could go without a fucking win. That's so that'll if they go 8 weeks, right? If they go another 8 weeks, there would be 20 losses in a row.
Yep. They'll set the franchise record. I mean, or the NFL record for that.
They already have the franchise record.
Yeah, that'll be the NFL record at this point.
Yeah, it's a sad state right now. If you want me to give you a silver lining, I can't.
No,
I can't.
No, there has to be major changes, and I think a lot of the changes with Justin Fields is give him in practice he's got to have a timer, and it's got to be like you've got to get this ball out in less than 2 seconds. If it's more than 2 seconds, blow the whistle, run the fucking play again, over and over, and drill that shit into him that he needs to get that ball out within 2 seconds, because your offensive line is shit, and you need to make one decision, maybe 2 on the line. Is he open? No. Move the next side. Open? No. Run. That's it. Those are your options. 1, 2. Okay. Run. Bye. You've got to use your legs at this point, and because you're not making the progressions, you're not reading the defense. Your audibles, I see him make a couple audibles, and I'm like, yeah, not the right call. But what I'm looking at next week against the Chiefs, we might see their backups after halftime. That's how big of a blowout I expect the Chiefs. I believe it should be like 48-10 or something. 50 burger. It might be a 50 burger.
I could see it. That's the thing. I could see it. The thing is, I could see it. Nagy and Mahomes, they would want to put it on you. They're going to want to put it on you, bro. Like, the Chiefs aren't going to stop scoring.
Oh, no.
The Chiefs won't stop scoring. They'll keep scoring on you. And, look, so be it. Like, if that's the case, so be it. Because I know exactly where this season will be headed. I could go ahead and like ease back on my anger and frustration, and I could go ahead and start talking about things in the future. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to do that, though. I don't want to do that.
It's too early.
Times we've done it, and it's way too early for this shit.
Yeah,
it's way too early. So I don't know, man. I don't know where the next win comes from. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't see any wins. Like, obviously, there's no need to preview the Chiefs and Bears because we all know what's expected. They can play with their second stringers and still whoop the shit out of us. You got the Broncos with you have the certainty with the head coach Sean Payton and Russell Wilson, but you still have tons of talent out there. So that's going to be a loss. Ron Rivera's Commanders, they play hard. Their defense is great. They're not going to fuck around. The Vikings can outscore us. The Raiders play pretty good defense. The Chargers are all scorers. The Saints and the Panthers, like you said, are the 2 wins that you're like, they can do it. But David Carr can play football if he doesn't have any pressure in the pocket. When he has pressure in the pocket, he folds like a origami or a deck of cards. But we don't have that. We don't have any pressure on a quarterback, so I don't see them beating the Saints either.
Yeah, it's so frustrating, bro. So frustrating. I don't know what I don't know. I just got to watch the games and see what happens. happens, I guess.
All right, what's your prediction for the Chiefs and Bears before we get out of here?
All right, Chiefs, obviously, but give me Chiefs 42, Bears. I'll go ahead and give them 20.
Wow.
I'll give them 20 because I feel like they're going to go ahead and they'll find some garbage time touchdowns and they'll get lucky here and there on the Chiefs defense, but I don't think it's going to be, oh, wow, they scored. It's not going to be, oh, wow, they scored 20. It's going to be like, oh, yeah, and the Bears had 20 points, just like with the Green Bay game.
Gotcha.
So.
All right, brother. I am going to let you back to doing what you're doing. Thanks for phoning in. You can find Ivan on the Tape Never Lies podcast on all social medias. And what's your X or Twitter, whatever?
Yeah, you can find me Ivan V_TTNL on X.
Yeah, while it's still free. Because he's about to start charging motherfuckers for it.
Right,
all right, Ivan. We'll talk to you next week after another Bears loss against the Chiefs, and I'll give you another 30 minutes of going off.
Sounds good, bro.
All right, man. Take care.
All right, bro.
Later.
Later.
All right, y'all. That was Ivan Vargas from the Tape Never Lies. He's very passionate. He's very passionate. I'm letting him I'm giving him his time, and I'm letting him do what he has to do. We had a lot of points to cover, and he literally just went through his rant and covered all my points. There was nothing to talk about. DJ Moore got a little bit more receptions. He's got to get more than that. Fields holding the ball too long, not seeing his open receivers, overthrowing our tight end. And for me, the third down was the ugly, was a play calling. Stop calling those screens and jet plays and all this shit. Just put them in shotgun, let them go. Put them in I formation if you have to. Fuck it, run the ball, run the fucking ball. Hold on to the ball for longer than 3 and out, man. You've got to get some yards. And you know what? And at this point, if this team doesn't produce, they might sell some of these pieces off and get more draft picks. And then we're at another rebuild. It's just sad to be talking so bad about the Bears after week 2 when these 2 first games should have been wins. It's as simple as that. They should have been wins. All right, everybody. We'll be right back with Stirring the Pot after a word from our sponsors.
Hey, true Chicago sports fans, show off your Chicago pride with some fresh clothes from Grit Clothing Company. At Grit Clothing, they create that simple yet classic style that represents that Chicago Southside lifestyle. From t-shirts to hoodies, hats to glassware, they've got you covered. Grit has everything you need to represent your Chicago pride. So do it right now. Check out gritclothingco.com and use the promo code TrueFan15.
TrueFan15.
For 15% off your entire order. Let me say it again. That's gritclothingco.com and use the promo code TrueFan15 for 15% off of your entire order.
What up? It's Martin Moreno, and you are listening to True Chicago Sports Fans Podcast.
Welcome back to True Chicago Sports Fans Podcast with Big Z. Oh my God, I know you probably need a drink after hearing all that Bears news, because I know I do. I definitely do. So you know what that time it is? Yeah, it's that time again. It's time for Stirring the Pot. All right, so week 2, and I did put Steven in charge of posting this last week. So a video of the Tic Tac shot. I'm pretty sure he failed. I'll do that this week. I'll put the Tic Tac video up there of us taking that shot. This week, I was over at Hawkeyes, and I was watching the game out there, and they had a, what was that? It was a Mexican candy shot. Now, I don't know what's in it. I forgot to ask, but I know there was tequila in it. And it was kind of sweet. It was kind of red. So I don't know what they put. It was some kind of fruit punch or something. And it had chamoy on the outside and tajin. And you lick the tajin and the chamoy, and then you take the shot. And it was a good shot. It's a little sweet for my taste, but the flavor was really, really good. Really good. So go out there. The Hawkeyes have that Mexican candy shot. I recommend it. I wouldn't drink that all night. I would have one. Start off your night with that, and then drink your regular drink. But I want to know what is your favorite shot? What is your favorite shot to take? Are you drinking straight whiskey, straight tequila, straight vodka? Are you Goldschlager? Are you a what is that called? Are you a Vegas bomb? Are you a bomb girl or boy? Are you a Bacardi O-bomb? You know, or what is the what is that called? Vegas car bomb. What is your shot to take? Let me know. I'll take some recommendations. Hit me up on the DMs. You know where they're at. I don't gotta keep repeating them. All right, before we go, what you looking at? What you watching that isn't sports? And I don't got anybody to conversate with for this segment. No Steven, no Sean. So I am going to just recap Winning Time. This started as such a promising show, talking about the rise of the Lakers with Magic Johnson, and then you also had Larry Bird with the Celtics on his rise, and Red Auerbach, and you had everybody, Jerry Buss, and the logo, and Will Chamberlain. Not Will Chamberlain. No, Will Chamberlain. You had everybody with the Lakers coming up and their stories and so forth. The coaching change with Pat Riley, and it was starting to get good for the second season. And I just watched the latest episode, and they literally just fucking wrapped it up after they go to the finals. And they just wrapped it like, oh yeah, and the Lakers and Boston, traded championships for the rest of the 80s until another team came along. Oh yeah, Magic got HIV. Oh yeah, Magic and Bird became friends. Yeah, Pat Riley, one of the most successful coaches, won some more championships with another team. What a crock of shit in canceling that show. I know there's a writer's strike. Put it on hiatus. What a crock of shit. HBO's been doing some bullshit with their programming. Straight bullshit with their programming. If it wasn't for me be able to rewatch Sopranos and Boardwalk Empire, and then you can also the DC library, which I just stick to the Batman stuff, but like what the fuck is HBO doing? Oh no, they took Westworld off HBO. They I guess they shipped it out to Tubi or something like that. What in the fuck? I HBO's on my fucking last nerves, and at this point, I wanted to cancel Netflix. I might end up canceling HBO. Man, fuck this shit. I'm sick of them not listening to the fans and of people who are dedicated watchers to some shows. Anyways. All right, y'all. That is it for today. Thank you for listening. A big thank you to our sponsor, 606 Media, True Chicago Sports Fans, and Grit Clothing Company. Don't forget to go to gritclothingco.com and get your official TCSF podcast t-shirt. Search for the keyword True Chicago. Use our promo code TrueFan15 at the checkout for 15% off. Your entire order. That is TrueFan15. Go and get your shirts now. Check out the other show on the 606 Media lineup. It is the No Water on the Weekend with Steven and Sean. It's a pop culture forward podcast that dabbles in funny trivia, film, television, music, and Chicago-centric news and happenings. New episodes every Monday. Shout out to Ronesh, Panic, and Serious Beats, and custom made for the beats we played on today's show. Check out Panic on a Beat for your moment merch and gear. And you know where to find us on social media. I've said that all episode, so I don't got to repeat it anymore. All right, y'all. I am Big Z. We'll see you next time for episode 162. And until then, be good to each other for the love of sports.
A few moments later.
Wait, the Bears are what we thought they were. What we thought they were.
This is not how we wanted it to go. You almost can't even make it up. It's that bad.
Oh, my goodness! Didn't see that coming! What? Did we just become best friends?
Yup! You have a lot of incest.
That's real.
Shut your mouth. Lover boy.
Nature versus nurture, Lodge. Nature always wins.
I think he's on steroids.
Hasta luego, amigos. That's all. I shouldn't have those artichoke poppers.
Thanks, Cubs!